Okay, now moving on to the next part you had requested. You want to learn a little HTML. We're done with the Flash, so we're going to move on to the HTML segment. And it's really simple to add links to text. You just have to involve a little bit of code view. I'm always working in split view just because I'm a designer and I know a lot of code. So I like to be able to visualize what I'm working with as well as edit the back end, because actually it makes it easier to edit pages when you have or when you can view the back end, because you know exactly why something's not working and why it is working. So the easiest way to get to this part in the code, there's two ways. Sometimes, like when you start at the beginning, it's kind of hard to find it in all this code. You can click on the area in the design view and it'll take it right to the part of the code, or you can hit Control F and just enter some text related to your part of the code you want to look for. It won't let you do it while you're in live view, I guess. Just find this part of text. We're looking for read more about, and hit enter, and it takes you right to it. So now that's out of the way, let's show you how to link it. When it's incorporated inside it, like tags, like this little what's it? I don't know what the name, what would you label it as? But once it's inside this, that means all this code pertains to this text. And this href is a symbol, or it's code for basically link. It's inside these quotation marks is what you want this text to link to, since it's inside this A tag. Okay, so we'll link it to let me open up this well, actually I think it'd be better to show you how to link it to one of your own files. Let's link it to the index. There's one of those index pages. You can go down to the when you have your properties tab open, you have your HTML settings or properties and your CSS properties. In this case, you want your HTML properties. And for the next part, you requested how to change color and size. You would use your CSS properties, as that's styling. This is coding and giving it direction. So you want to link this to, we'll say, index 5, and you see inside those quotation marks, it links it to that file. Okay, let's save this before we preview it. I always like to preview work in Firefox with the button F12. Okay, this loads up. Okay. Oh yeah. I didn't save the SWF. I saved it, but I didn't export it. Well, I'll export that here in a second. But let's focus on this link here. Okay, we clicked on it, and it takes us to index 5. As you can see, I guess index 5 is your contact form. So, I don't know which one is your About Me page, but just link it to that, and you should be good to go. So that's basically how you link it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but you have this video here for you to make a reference to. Now let's show you how to style the text. Let's say you want this text right here to be a different color. Just for demonstration purposes, we'll just use that text right there, that paragraph. Now, there's a technical way to do it and a kind of easier way to do it. When you mess with this properties tab, it's a lot easier. But let's say you're gonna have to give it an ID or a class. Let's say I try to change this color, it's like, okay, that's easy. But since it doesn't have a CSS rule down here, it's gonna want you to apply it to a CSS rule. So this dialog box pops up. So now you have to give it an ID. Don't be scared. When I first got into code and stuff, I used to be scared of this box. I used to not know what it meant, and I would exit out and I would be confused. But let's just give it an ID. Any ID you want. let's think of something really quickly. Let's ID it paragraph 1, and you got your class elements. So when you're in code, like right here, you see class. This is equivalent to class. And when you see, instead of saying class, some will say ID is equivalent to whatever in the quotation mark. It'll be equivalent to this. Okay, but we'll just give this a class since it's not a big part. We'll call it paragraph 1. Paragraph 1. Okay, and we want to apply it to our style.css. So it can be edited. If we give any other text in another page this class, it'll change the text according to the settings in this class. Okay, so now it turns blue. So we go to our CSS styles, and I always have it. This is easiest for me when I have it under the current tab, because I can just click on any part of the page, and when it's linked to an ID or a class, that part I'm clicking on will pop up in this CSS styles. But alternatively, we can hit all and search through all our styles. See, everything with a little dot is a class. Okay, and so usually the last class or ID you created, it will be at the very bottom of that style sheet. And here it is. Okay, this is all the properties we gave it, just a color. So let's open this up, and you have all your editing tools. Your color, okay, apply, and it turns lime green. Now this you can't even read. So let's go back to that blue, and okay. You also wanted to change the font. So here's your general font list. These are all web friendly, and basically every computer has this font. And I'm pretty sure I read somewhere, I haven't tried this yet, but if you have a crazy font pack, with really awesome fonts, and you edit your font list and you add it, let's say, I have tons of fonts, and let's say you add La Bamba. I don't even know what this font is. I don't know if it's good or bad, but let's say you add it. You just do it like that, hit OK, and it's at the bottom of your list. But the thing about that is, I'm pretty sure the computers that don't have this font, the default font will pop up, and this font will pop up. The Arial or Courier will pop up on their computer, and they won't be able to view the website like you view it. So I would stay away from edited font lists. I would just use the fonts they give you here. But you have a pretty good option. I like Arial. Let's just go with Arial. Click that. Font size, let's make it kind of big. Apply that, and that's ugly, but at least we know how to edit it now. So just hit cancel. Well, I already applied it, so it's there for good. But oh yeah, another thing is, if you want to delete the font family, just go to it in your CSS styles, delete, bam, it's back to normal. Bam, back to normal. Okay, so that's how you edit your fonts right there. Just if you got lost in any part, just rewind it. It's a lot more simple than what you think it is, because I was in your shoes one time and I had no clue how. I had no idea how to mess with that CSS stuff. But it's really not that hard once you get the hang of it. Just keep messing around with it and you'll get it. So that pretty much wraps up our HTML and Flash segments. I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to send it to you, and then I'm going to move on to the MP3 player today or tomorrow. I got other projects I need to work on, but it's great working with you, Francisco, and I hope the website turns out beautiful.